Hi everyone, welcome to scaryFANparty. I'm Sarah.
And I'm Jim.
And this is where we talk about everything Scary Pool Party related.
So do you plan on collaborating with him in the future? Have you talked about that at all?
He's very busy. I'm very busy. I would love to. The more busy he gets, it's harder to stay in contact with him. But I know, like, if he's ever in town and he's, like, doing something, I'm sure, like, we'll stay in contact. As far as doing music, I don't know, because he's, like, with the label now. So I don't know how that works with how the label will allow him to work with, because I feel like for certain things, well, how does working with some local dude benefit your platform? As far as, you know, he doesn't really, I don't know if he gets to choose if he gets to work with people, because it's kind of like, I'm not going to blow up Alejandro in any way. He's already to the masses.
Yeah.
So what would working with me benefit other than benefiting me? Labels look at stuff like that. I would love to, but his schedule and just he's still on the platform to lift off. He hasn't left yet. You know,
yeah.
It's a lot of work to where he wants to be. And I feel like a label will look at him working with me, his label, as I'm not benefiting him in any way as far as his platform, and that I would be the only one taking benefit. So if I did work with him, I'd probably have to pay his label a bunch of money to try to get him to work. I mean, if we worked in a basement and he changed his name, you know, or he wasn't credited or something, we could probably get away with it. But I don't know how his label, you know, is with him collabing with people, especially right now that he's like doing his thing. So I would love to. I would do it for fun. Like, even if we didn't release it, I would just work like how we used to do it. We would work and just create things, share each other's process.
So speaking about that, do you know where he wants to be? Like, what his aspirations are?
I don't. I know that he's kind of there as to what he wanted to do. He wanted to make a living doing music, and here it is. You know, now he can eat off of doing what he truly loves, what he put all of that time, blood, sweat, and tears into. It'll pay off, and you can do what you want to do, and he's doing that. Where he wants to go from here to, let's say, the end of his career, I don't know, or the end of his legacy, where he stops. I don't know. He may stop after this album. I don't know. Well, we never know.
Yeah, I know. That's true.
People walk away all the time, and that's a reality that we live in. So I hope that he visualizes exactly where he wants to be. But also, if he's just feeling it out from here on, there's nothing wrong with that either. Like,
yeah,
he's got it. We'll see.
I mean, that's always been my feeling, is that he wanted to make a living. And honestly, I would like him to make a living so that he can make music for the rest of his life. And that's very selfish, and I'm okay with that. But that's why I do everything I do. I just want him to be able to make music forever. And I want people to hear him, because I think that his music is transformative. And I love that. I love that he can get on stage and do alternative. And then he has this whole other side. And, you know, we don't even probably know half the sides to him yet, so I think it can only go upwards.
He can do a lot of different things, and I'm waiting for it. I'm still, if Alejandro, if you're seeing this or hearing this, I'm still waiting for your rap album, bro. I'm waiting. If you do it in like 10 years, that's cool too, as long as it comes.
Yeah, I think Corey Jacobs said if he decided to do rap, he would no doubt be brilliant at it.
I've seen it, so he can do it.
Oh man, he's seen it. I would love to see it. I would love to see it.
We've seen some small tastes of it.
Yeah, on Instagram.
He's got people waiting for an electronic album, a punk album. I want an R&B album.
That's what's awesome. A thing I learned from him is there is no genre. The genre, I mean, technically would just be you. So I feel like a thing that I kind of got from him early is that, I remember when he told me his name, Scary Pool Party, that was the genre. Scary Pool Party is the genre.
I love it.
There's like, I feel like Alejandro doing all of those different sounds and styles of sounds. That is Scary Pool Party. The genre is all of those different sounds that you get. You get those acoustic, mellow songs. You get the alternative. You get the heavy bass. You get the punk songs. It's the Scary Pool Party genre. That is the genre. So everybody's saying you want him to make this type of music and that type of music. No, he's making the Scary Pool Party genre music, which is what you're listening to. And what you're always going to get from him is the genre of Scary Pool Party.
I love it.
I like that. And all the individual parts, nothing fits into a genre perfectly, does it? I mean, the punk has drum and bass in the background. The folk music isn't like you would think folk music necessarily would be. I mean, he's got his own twists and stuff on the alternative music. Like nothing individually fits as it is now, but you put it all together, it's him, and he's got his thumbprint all over it.
And it's beautiful. One thing I've never gotten from Alejandro is he's not a cut and paste. It's not copied, it's not pasted. I feel like it's built from the ground up, and I have nothing but the utmost respect for it. As an artist, as a musician, as a true artist, as far as me saying true artist is me wanting to have my own sound and not just follow what everyone's doing. He's one of those people. He's pioneering his own sound, and I admire it and I'm inspired by it. And that's why I do different things that I do, is because I've met someone that is just not afraid to do something different, to the point where we look at carbon copy stuff as kind of not laughable, but it's like, why do you waste your time to make a sound that already exists? Like, if this sound already exists, why don't we just go listen to that? There's people that make exact copies of songs and it trips me out. That's the industry stuff that I don't understand. It's like, this sounds hot right now. Go make that sound. No, it's not what you want, but we need you to eat off of some of this that's popular right now. And it's like, that's not true artistry. That's letting people run you. Letting sound run you. You got to run your sound. You can't let the sound run you.
How would these people go to bed at night feeling good about their craft if they've just co-opted it from everyone around them?
Some people are happy with that little bag of money, and that's all that matters to them, in a sense of, I got this much money, or I got this from it. I'm here on this tier of this industry, and I want everyone to see that. And people will look at it, but then after a while, it's like, it doesn't last. There's no lasting power. People don't have lasting power in their music anymore. So the thing about Alejandro is there's lasting power. 10 years from now, people are going to go back, maybe that are new listeners, go back to stuff from 10 years ago and still be blown away by everything. And that's what you want to do.
There are two things I say a lot about him, and one is that, this is the beginning, and he's never going to stop evolving. And I think that people liked him on Idol because he was so different. And then immediately getting off the show, they were like, well, why are you changing? So I was like, he's just always going to change. I think that he is always going to be that artist, and I think he needs that in his soul. And this is all conjecture. Like, I don't know this, but it's just what I get, and that he wants to do what he wants to do. And I think that, we're at the very beginning of that, and we need to kind of let him be the artist that he needs to be. And
that's with every fan. Every artist has those fans. Kanye has those fans. He comes out with a new album and people are like, I like the old Kanye though. I don't want the new, I want the old one. Need to constantly change. And the prime example of that is Kanye West. Every album is completely different. And yes, everyone's going to complain, but it's the evolution of the artist. Why would anyone want an artist to stay the same and put out the same sound for 10 years? No one wants that. So the fact that Alejandro is already putting down his foot, letting people know that he's evolving, the fans are just going to have to like it or leave it. The power is in your hands to listen to it or not listen to it, but he's going to keep doing him regardless. So.
And I love that. I hope that he always does him. I really do. And I've said, I may not like everything he ever puts out, but I will like him as an artist, and I will support him as an artist. And I can't imagine that he'll do something that I don't like, but he may. I mean, it could happen. I could hear something and be like, hey, this is okay. But the point is, I respect the fact that he has a process and he is himself. And that is the one thing I love, is he's exposed me to so many different things that I, not being a music lover, and I wasn't. I liked music. I remember being really blown away by Paula Abdul and Straight Up. I was a top 40s, when I was younger, and then I grew up and I was Jane's Addiction and Metallica and, all of those artists, Nine Inch Nails, people like that. And I was attracted to that music, but it wasn't like this, where I listen to new people and go, oh, wow, that's really amazing. That is something I've never heard before, and I love it. That happened with Sleep Token. He talked about Sleep Token in his question thing the other day. I listened to it. I was like, oh my gosh, I love this band, So I don't know. I just appreciate the fact that he is so genuine and himself. And I don't know. I know Jim appreciates that as well. Right, Jim?
It's the shortest answer you're ever going to get.
Yeah. He didn't even respond on that one. He just shook his head. I'm like, yeah, okay.
No, look, there's, in every genre, and I've kind of mixed it up in my over the course of my life. I've just gone where the talents are, if the ear knows what's good, the ear knows what's solid, and the genre of music has never made that big a difference for me. Sage Francis, Strange Famous Records. That was kind of an introduction for me into hip hop, and that was back in the late 90s. And I dug him, 6'2". Scroobius Pip more recently has been on their label, but all of these guys, this whole label is just filled with people who are genuine, who are like artist first type of musicians, but it doesn't have to be hip hop. Radiohead, I really locked into them because I just loved what they were doing. They were setting a sound for their style of music, and everyone else followed in suit, which they're going to do with Alejandro too.
Yeah, that's what it is. People will recognize the real, and there's nothing you can do about that. And I just hope that people or artists can find someone to look to understand that being yourself is the most important part of the art. So hopefully, shout out to everybody, not just music, just in general. Being unique is like the most beautiful thing ever. Not trying to be unique, but just being yourself in general is the most beautiful thing you can possibly do. It's the biggest compliment you can give yourself, is being yourself.
Beautifully said.
It is. And shout out to 3-Bit Games, store down in the Pomona Swap Meet. We're going to give you a chance to, before we're done, to talk more on that. But I understand this isn't just a shop, right? This is like your home base, where your philosophy emanates from. Am I wrong on that?
No, your shop is Temple. Shout out to Jorge. He is the person that he used to work. Shop is in an indoor swap meet, and he used to be the receptionist, and he would do the announcements, and he always had so much enthusiasm with everything that he did. He is the one that used to tell me, happy Monday, happy Tuesday. It's him. So he would come to my shop, and then all the regulars at my shop, it's kind of, we call it Temple. If you're having a bad day or just things aren't going right, the people that shop, you can go there. It's not one of those hurry up and buy stores. It's more of a like, how can we help you store, as far as, and not how can I help you buy something? How can I help you in general? Like, how are you feeling? How is your day? How are things going? And it's changed. And that's pretty much why I love going to work every day, why I wake up to go to work. When I'm touring, I miss my shop because I miss Temple. So it's just one of those things. Yeah, we sell video games and comic books, but also we get to leave a little splash in the pond in people's lives, and we get to guide the youth. I feel like the youth needs proper guidance, and we get to guide them. We don't talk to them like they're kids. We talk to them like they're people, and they understand that more, and they're more willing to listen because we're not talking down to them. We're talking to them. So that's kind of like the thing on shop. Yeah, we have an Instagram. Like, you might not see all of that on our Instagram page because we don't really post like, we're about love and love. It's not like that. We're still a business, but when you come into shop, you'll feel it. It's different. I don't like broadcasting that. I just rather people find out when they come, and then they'll be like, oh wow, this is a nice little store. That's pretty much shop.
And people can come down and visit you there, right?
Yeah, they can visit. We're in Pomona. You can follow us on Instagram or Twitter or Facebook at 3-Bit Games. Sometimes I think on Twitter it's spelled out THREEBIT Games. And then everywhere else, I think it's the number 3 BIT Games. But yeah, you can check us out. If you see something you like, we ship anywhere in the US. So even if you're not from Cali, we still get it to you. We have customers from everywhere.
Right on. That 7-minute jam that you did with Alejandro is part of like the Alejandro canon, right? Back in March, we saw him on American Idol. We went straight to YouTube and SoundCloud, and we found everything that there was. And outside of his own music, there were only 2 other tracks. Correct me if I'm wrong, Sarah. 2 other tracks. One was that collab he did with Chris Bird, and the other one was that 7.5 minute jam that he did with you on SoundCloud. And the people know you from that, and they know Chris Bird from that. And you really are kind of part of that early canon, his very earliest music that we all heard right off the bat. Mm-hmm. So I think that in and of itself was probably what brought us to the place where the radio show, the podcast, we're doing it right now, and the groups themselves are kind of Scary Pool Party and friends, all of those people he's worked with and that have opened for him, people like Twin Shadow that he's gone on tour with, and people like yourself that were just there. We know you. We know his early music. We know you from that.
We would just meet up. We'd either meet up at my place or somewhere in downtown, and we would just set up and just mess around, see what comes. And we weren't really trying to create anything. We were just feeling it out. Like I was new to collaborating with people, so it was more of like sharpening the tool of live collaboration. I've never done that with anybody but him. I didn't feel comfortable with anybody as far as putting myself out there and then someone judging it. But with him, I know that it's all from the purest place. Like there's songs that I didn't post where it's us talking about food. We're singing about food and stuff around us, and it's silly stuff. I still have it. I'll probably never post it, but the one that I did post, it was awesome. There's like the train in the background, people walking by and talking to us. It's pure, and it was awesome. And I'm glad people got to see that, and it kind of shows like the human side of the process. Like not everything doesn't come out in one take, and it's not a movie. So I honestly, it's really cool to see that. I'm so happy that people enjoy 7 minutes of us singing the same thing over and over, trying to figure it out.
And then talking about what you're going to eat afterwards.
Yeah, and then going to eat. So yeah, it's cool. I like that a lot. And I remember when we first recorded it, I remember I would just listen to it on my own. So that's just something that I know. If I listen to it on my own, for sure other people are going to bang that for a while. So that's super dope. I'm glad everyone enjoyed the quote unquote process, and got to see or got to hear some authentic, true process. That was dope. Between friends,
Yeah, well, I think there's definitely a train going now. So I don't know if this train's ever going to stop, but I hope it doesn't. I really do hope it never stops. I just can't imagine my life without music, which is a very strong statement for me. Because, there was a point that I would have said exactly the opposite. So do you have a favorite, like, Alejandro song?
I'll say my favorite Alejandro song is the first version of Cholo Love and the second version of Cholo Love. So the first version and second version of Cholo Love, I think those are the first and second versions. And then like Cholo Love as a whole, but the first and second versions are like very special to me. And I don't know what it is, but it's just the up-tempo side of it and the things that he does with his voice, his flow patterns that he decided to use are awesome. And I remember when I would first go through his rough draft, his EP, Cholo Love was like the one that I would be on repeat. That's my jam.
Okay.
Yeah, he was smart. He was smart to open up in Idol, to audition Idol with that song.
Shout out to Alejandro breaking American Idol. That was
yes.
Tight.
He did break it.
I don't know if they're going to be able to recover from that, but he killed American Idol with original music, and that's never been done. So Yeah,
well,
he broke
and, it's funny because other shows are picking up on that now. Now they have like a songwriting show this year. They have like all the other shows are like looking for original artists that play music. I'm like, what?
Yeah.
I think he broke the television industry with that. Like, I think he was just that prolific in his songwriting ability, and it made them stop and say, wow, like there's so much more out there than we even considered. That, I mean, I still think they picked the right winner, but I was happy that he got what he wanted. I'm glad he is where he is now.
Yeah,
the best. So are you going to the LA shows?
I'm gonna try. When are the LA shows? Are they this month?
Yeah, they're the 21st and 22nd.
Yeah, it's like a Wednesday and a Thursday, I think.
Wednesday and a Thursday. All right. Well, the tickets are probably sold out, so I'm gonna see what I can do.
I'm sure we have people that can hook you up, Dewayne.
Oh, if you have someone that can hook me up, I'll pay face value and I'll be there. Say no more. If you can, yeah, I'm down. I'm down for that.
All right, we'll ask around.
You guys let me know, and I'm willing to pay. So if you guys can't find anything, I'll hit them up and see. But if not, we'll see what happens.
Last minute, they also may release tickets too. If it comes down to the day and we weren't able to get anything,
okay,
be able to find one still.
Awesome.
Okay, so we're going to wrap up here. Dewayne, it was so great to have you on the show. I absolutely loved everything you had to say today. I don't know how Jim felt. Jim, you have anything to say in closing?
Deep. It was deep.
It was deep. We hit a whole new level. I do think it was a great podcast. And do you have anything coming up, Dewayne?
Okay, I have a project called Drive Through that's coming out. It's a beat tape, kind of like duct tape. And it's just all instrumentals, different genres, different moods. And next year, this is still in the works. I'm working on a musical. It's called The Big Show, Waiting Room. And I'm trying to host it in Pomona. I'm almost done writing it. I have a theater guy that's helping me write it. It's going to have everything. I'm going to do it in 2020. In November of 2020, it'll be ready. It'll have a date before then. But that's what I'm working on. I'm not really releasing music. I'm releasing music here and there, but that is my big thing. It's the big show.
Awesome. Well, definitely let us know so we can promote it on the groups. I mean, I'm sure if you post it, it'll be just as well received. But we can make it an announcement because we have that power. Jim is an artist as well. He's actually an artist. I'm just a designer, and there is a huge difference. But all right, so we're gonna wrap up. It was so great having you on the show. I can't say enough. Thank you for doing this. We really appreciate it. The fans really appreciate it. I mean, in the end, it's all about the fans, and that's why we do this. And we really appreciate having people on here that are excited and positive and have a great message for people. And do you have anything to say, Jim?
I just want to say it was a pleasure to talk to you. I'm going to be seeing you. I'm Southern California here. I live in Joshua Tree, actually, but I'll be seeing you around. I'll be down in the Pomona and LA area in Orange County, so I'll be able to hit up your shows. Hope to see you on the 21st and 22nd.
Okay, yeah. I will try to go to both shows. We'll see if I'm +1 or not. It's cool, but I'll try to be there regardless for support, and I get to meet everybody. I'd like to meet everybody.
And people you've seen already, like Katie Kern.
And some of the people,
Katie.
People I've seen. I met the people in the from the 17th, 18th. I met a lot of you guys at the bar next door.
That's right, on the 18th.
We were sitting on the floor.
Yes, we were.
Yeah, we were sitting on the floor.
Thanks for tuning in, everybody. Have a great day. Bye.